You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, how small improvements made to your smile could make a big difference in not only how you feel about yourself, but how others perceive you. With us, we have an expert on this topic. We've had him on the program before, Dr. Don Brown. Dr. Brown, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Nice to be back.
Is this true? It doesn't have to cost more. I mean, you pay the same whether you go to somebody that is brand new to this or somebody that's been doing it as long as you have.
You know, every one of us who goes to someone for a service, we want value. How do you know you're going to get value? I take my car, and how do I know I'm going to get value? I mean, it is a tough question. I think you have to simply, at least in terms of dentistry, you know, just see what the guy's been doing, or the lady's been doing.
You got to look at
photos.
the work.
I think that if anybody's not taking photos, either they don't realize the value or they don't like their work.
Whoa.
Or, I mean, I don't know why. Why wouldn't you not take? You can't do this without photos.
I mean, what the teeth are going to look like
It's predictable. People want to know predictability. I want to know for a service, is it predictably good? Is my painting job going to be good? I want to know those things.
All right.
You know, so this is no different. It's a service. Is
But
it
some people
predictably
really
good?
are miserable about their smile. Like they don't smile
I think
because
they
of
are,
it.
and I think one thing that prompts the type of things that we do is a divorce or a new relationship or maybe college reunion, things like that. And people want to, when they really want to step it up, teeth is the first thing they do. You know, it's funny, I was on a makeover show. We were doing a makeover with plastic surgeons and so forth. And we all got together to look at these videos people would send in. And it was the first time I'd done that. And they asked me to do it. And I was told that I'm the first guy to pick. The dentist needs to pick because it has the biggest impact. So here you have all these guys doing facelifts and hair and makeup and all this kind of stuff, but they wanted to know if I could turn a big result in 6 weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever, and it had to be dramatic. Isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
That it's the dental part that came first in the makeover.
I've interviewed the plastic surgeon from Extreme Makeover, the show.
Right.
And he said, and he told me this, he said the teeth made the biggest difference.
They really do. It's staggering.
Which is hard for me to believe, by the way.
Really? Let me show you a couple.
Okay.
This lady is in her early 70s, and if you look at her teeth, the befores, if you look carefully, a lot of people, it's probably not important to a lot of people, but she had several teeth and crossbites, so the bite really had some issues. We didn't have really enough space to do what we wanted to do. Surgery was not an option for her, and so this was a more difficult case. She wanted every single tooth done, 28 teeth in one visit. So we spent a lot of time on this case, a lot of time working it up, getting the wax ups, examining the bite and the cosmetics, and she sat there and she had some input, and I don't remember for her, but if she didn't like a curve on a tooth in the wax, we would send it back and have it corrected until she couldn't look at that and find one objection, because from that is where we go with the temporaries. So if I get the wax up to her satisfaction, the temporaries 99% of the time perfect.
This is the try and smile. Is that what we're talking about?
This is the try and smile.
Okay.
So that if that goes right, you know, that if the wax up goes right, the temporaries go right, the permanents go right.
She says order the porcelains. Or
She
you
does.
do it, right?
Yeah, it's not like a pizza, but yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, once
yeah,
it's right,
yeah,
she says, okay, I'm ready.
yeah, that's right. Well,
And
I'll
this-
learn in the temporaries.
This is really incredible. This after
that
is
before
very
and
nice.
after. Look at how, I don't know, 10 years she took off by that? I mean, look at that.
Would this impress other dentists, by the way? Could I ask you that?
Boy, I don't know. You'd have to ask
I mean,
them.
if you showed the, I mean, you tell me.
I think I think for a dentist that does this kind of work, he'd say, man, it's nice work. I appreciate what you had to deal with there. They're going to think their stuff is just as good. But for someone who's never done a full mouth case, or that's never done veneers, or hadn't had any training, then they would think, wow, I wish I could do that. You did that in one day? Are you crazy? You know, that kind of thing.
So right there in North Carolina, because people know, I mean, look, in California, where we're shooting this, our newsroom,
Right.
people know who you are, by the way.
Right.
But it's affordable dentistry, affordable cosmetic dentistry, right there in North Carolina. They don't have to pay more to go to a guy like
and
you.
you don't, this is an extreme case. That's 28 teeth. That's a long visit.
But most people don't need that.
You can get 1, 2, 4. I've shown you a couple of cases
I mean,
where
you've
2 or
done some of the
4.
most famous people in the world. One guy that I know, I can't mention, but he's hanging in your office.
Right.
But, so good for you.
Let me show you a case. We talked about why do people do this. This fellow was going to go into a reunion, his Navy buddies, and I can't show the face because he did not sign the consent. But he was fine with us showing the photos of his teeth as long as his face wasn't attached to it. But
All right.
so I'd say that entire case took us maybe, between our lab work, maybe 4 weeks. I think we had like 4 to 5 weeks to complete it. So we weren't going to do it without our wax up. I don't do anything
But
without.
that's just a few appointments, though, right? A couple appointments?
Yeah, we're just waiting for lab time.
All right.
Yeah, we send
So
to lab.
they're
Takes
out
a
there
week.
with their temporary teeth.
Right.
Then they come in. And those don't look like veneer. Look, people need to, I'm not trying to side with you, but these
Yeah.
don't look like what I think veneers look
Well, let me
like.
tell you a story about that case because it was the only time it ever happened in all the time I've been doing this. My temporaries I thought were better than the permanents. My temporaries were absolutely beautiful. They were, I think those teeth, in that picture, it looks normal, it looks good. If you look at the size of his natural incisor and then look at the one
I
we
don't know
put
what
in-
an incisor is,
All
by
right,
the way.
it's a big old one in the front.
The front, okay.
Okay, so they look identical, but boy, those temporaries I did were beautiful, and the lab bulked them out just a little bit. And if it was me and I had the time, I would have said, let's send them back. He said, I love them. I love them. He said, you're not sending these back. I love them. So, you know what maybe looks even good to the dentist? Some patient will want to overrule you, and if it was a problem for his bite, I wouldn't have put him in, but everything worked just fine. So it was the only case like that. That's one of the things I remember about him. And his wife was absolutely over the top because he's a very good-looking guy.
I mean, it looks clean. He looks like look, you can't see his face, but it's like a healthy, I'm trying to look at it because you said, Randy,
He's a Colorado guy. He's
looks
out
like a
in-
healthy-looking guy.
Yeah, he is. Snowmobiles, the whole deal. Skiing. He's just he's a rugged guy, and I think he thought it might be less than rugged to want to go in there and get a pretty smile.
always a pleasure.
Thank you,
Dr.
Randy. It's
Brown.
always good
a
to see
pleasure.
you.
Good stuff. And will this be on your website? They can look at some
I
of your
think
before and
every one of
afters?
those is on the website. There's about 100 on the website. So
Okay, good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You've been watching The Wellness Hour. I'm Randy Alvarez for now. I wish you good health.
Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.